probably safe to say that the truth is, when we're talking about our money, always we should focus on how we hold on to what we have and protect the investments that we have as well. This time of the year and going into 2023, I think all of us are even a little bit more concerned with making sure that we do the right thing. And so is Charlotte Mabry. She's here with the Charlotte Mabry team with kind of a bit of options on the table, if you will, for anyone who maybe is in a position thinking that they need to sell their house. Maybe they don't have a lot of time, they think, to wait.
Absolutely.
You don't want them to make the wrong decision when they're deciding, do they sell quickly or what do they do?
Right, absolutely. Well, there's time and there's money, and it's hard to get them both. So
Okay.
if you want something to happen quickly, typically that's at a discount. If you want the most money, it can take a little longer.
Okay.
And I think in today's world, we're so used to instant Pop-Tarts and instant things that we're not always willing to wait on the good things sometimes. And so, yes, your home won't sell necessarily in 2 days today. It might take 2 months. But if you're willing to have that patience, you can net more money. And by that I mean, you've got options.
Okay, so a couple points. One, gosh, Charlotte, there was a time when 2 months was quick.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's shocking to think that would now be considered a long time.
I know, we've got so spoiled.
You said something, this has been months ago, maybe even close to a year ago, but it stuck with me. You were on and you were talking about the economy even then and what to do if you had a job loss and you couldn't make your payment.
Correct.
And you were begging people, please don't let your home be foreclosed
Absolutely.
on. So you were very quick to want to look after your client.
Well, the only way that we stay in business as long as we do would be because we have our clients' best interests at heart. And it's real easy to say that, but I think when you get out there on the ground in the real world, sometimes it isn't always the case. And most real estate agents, when you meet them out there, anyone with a real estate sales license, their ability and their interest is to sell a property. That's how they make income. It's helping you sell a home. On the other end of the spectrum are what we call institutional buyers. And they're out there, yes, it's going to help you sell your home, but their interest is not really helping you sell your home. Their interest is buying your home.
Right.
Because they either want to keep it as a rental property or they're going to do some work on it and flip it back out there and sell it.
Okay.
In either of those circumstances, yes, you sold your home in a hurry, but you didn't make as much profit as you might have made had it been on the open market. So there are a group of us agents that are out there, a very small number, only a few, that have for years done this, where we offer all sorts of options. For example, if you just want to sell your home as it stands in today's market, we can give you a price for that, and we'll show you what the market will bear today. If you want to do some improvements on your home, because always doing those improvements will always net you more money. So maybe you need to replace that worn out carpet, or new appliances, or painting, or a new roof, some repair issues. That's where people typically fall off the rails because they're like, geez, I would have done these repairs, but I don't have the money for that. We will even partner with someone to do that work on their home so that they can participate in the profit.
Okay, so does that mean that, let's say that total was $5,000, just pretend, that you would loan them the $5,000, and then let's say that what that netted them was another $10,000 in the sale, you get your $5,000 back, and then y'all split the remaining $5,000?
Correct.
Okay.
And so, yes, they didn't get all the profit, but instead of selling it to someone who just took it all easily, they would at least get an opportunity to make some profit.
And always you don't want to leave money on the table,
Sure.
but certainly if you're in that situation where you
Right.
didn't have the money to invest to begin
Absolutely.
with, that extra coming back is all the sweeter.
Will always make the difference. And so we give people a choice of selling as is. We give people a choice of, doing those repairs, seeing what that would net them. And we also give them that third choice of, hey, I will buy your house.
Right.
And for the 20 years that we've been doing our guaranteed sale program, I've only bought maybe 3 or 4 houses all that time out of thousands of opportunities because that was were the few times that it really was in someone's best interest to just walk away.
So
almost always it's best to sell it on the open market.
For me, there's an emotional attachment. I don't think everyone is like that, but a lot of us are when
Sure.
it comes to selling your house, and you're passing along something you've loved,
Right.
and you want it to go to somebody else who loves it. And when you talk about the institutional buyers, not to everything
Yeah.
serves its purpose.
Right. It's a wonderful business model. It's just a different thing.
But for a lot of people, I would think that that's comforting to think that their home is going to then be sold to somebody who wants it, as opposed to being an investment opportunity.
Correct.
That's kind of cold.
Right. Well, and for those families that are young families coming up that have the dream of home ownership somewhere along the way, if all the homes are purchased and held by institutions who then rent them, that's fewer and fewer opportunities that these young families have to buy a home of their own.
Right.
And we're beginning to really see that change. The number of first-time home buyers is down by nearly half of what it was, say, 10 or 15 years ago.
Do you ever, this is a sidewinding conversation, but to that point, does it ever happen where a couple might buy a house for their children, their adult children, and then
All the time.
It does happen?
All the time, all the time. Grandparents buy things for their children, grandchildren. We see that all the time. And that's a great investment in helping your family get ahead for the future, and a great investment for you as the grandparent even, because, you know, let's say that you could give them the money and maybe have them make payments to you. Let's say they're paying you 5% interest on their money that they've borrowed from you. Where else can you have something that pays back over time at 5% interest?
Right.
There are a few things there, but that's a great way to help a young family and to get a good return on your money as well.
How often does your phone ring at the office and it's somebody who's heard about you and they just want to talk and kind of get some options out there?
That happens a lot, and good thing is I love to talk, so as you can tell, right?
Yeah.
But would love to talk with you. I mean, if you're thinking of that, the best way we can serve our clients and our community is we give you options. If you are if you just take one thing and you never look at other options, you've missed out. And
Right.
we want to be sure that everybody has an opportunity to see all of it laid on the table and then choose from
Well,
it.
and you know, all we know is the world that we walk. So if you're a doctor, you know medicine inside and out, but that doesn't mean I do. And so you know real estate inside and out.
Sure.
But people wouldn't necessarily know what those options are
Sure.
if they're not presented with them.
Absolutely.
So what that translates for me is if you're in the market to sell your house, maybe you think you need to sell your house, maybe it's not even a want.
Sure.
If they
Absolutely.
call and just kind of explain the situation, you can begin to see.
Absolutely. And you know, your financial future is at stake anytime you transfer an expensive product, right? And so it's important that you speak with someone who's trustworthy, who has your interest at heart. And that's you need to ask that. I mean, who are you working for? Who do you represent? Is it me? Ask that question so you know you're being looked after.
So here is how you can contact Charlotte. She does love to talk, but so does everybody else on her team. 593-5588 is the phone number. Online at charlottemabryteam.com. I know you know her name. She's been around for many years.
36. Oh my goodness.
That's a good number, Charlotte.
It is a good number.
Thank you.
Thank you.